Hey everyone, welcome to Kicking with Kipes. I'm Kipes, and tonight we had one game on the schedule tonight. It's bookmarked by two huge nights, 14 last night, 15 tomorrow. So let's not waste any time and let's get into it. Linus Allmark, he had a huge game tonight. The game ended up being 3-0 for the Ottawa Senators down in Carolina tonight. The Senators improved their record to 14, 13, and 2. The first period in this game, it was a bit of a nothing period. Nothing really too exciting happened. Linus Allmark, he did make a couple of really big saves, though, for the Senators, keeping them in this game. The Hurricanes, arguably, if we're nitpicking a little bit, should have been ahead by at least one after the first period, but Linus Allmark standing tall, continuing his extremely hot start or hot little run of games that he's been having for the Senators. The most exciting thing that happened in the first period was when Shane Gostisbehere, or his nickname is Ghost, he had the puck along the blue line in the offensive zone. Shane Pinto of the Senators came to make a defensive play on him. Gostisbehere moved one way, deked the living pants off of Shane Pinto, lost his edge, toe picked. I don't know what it was, but he went flying into the boards past Gostisbehere. It was almost like Pinto saw a ghost on this Friday, the 13th. Overall, a pretty close first period. The Senators killed two penalties in a tough building to do so, so that was very likely what helped them get into the second period and take over this game. In the second period, Shane Pinto redeems himself from that embarrassing experience with Shane Gostisbehere. He scores his second of the year at 4 minutes into the second period. The goal was a really nice shot in the middle of the slot after he received a really nice pass from Amadio. The main reason this goal was able to happen, though, was because of Nick Cousins standing in front of Kochetkov. He was standing right in front of him. He jumped at the perfect time, taking all eyes away from Kochetkov, who absolutely had zero chance to make this save. This was Pinto's only fourth point of the season. He's having an absolutely horrific start to the season. He should have higher expectations of himself. The Senators definitely have higher expectations of him. So it's good to see him finally take a step forward. Nick Jensen, he scores his second of the season in the third period at 14:45, making it 2-0 for the Sens. Jensen, he got a really nice pass from Nick Cousins and just went 5-hole on Kochetkov. Very nice shot. Nick Cousins plays a part in another goal in this game, but this time he actually gets to pick up a point for his efforts. Carolina ends up pulling their goalie with about 3 minutes left as they had to make up that 2-goal deficit. Shane Pinto, after a couple times of the Senators icing the puck and having to win a couple faceoffs, Shane Pinto scores his second goal of the game, his third goal of the season now. It was a nice shot. It was an empty net, so it's a wide open net, but he did have to beat a couple defensemen to get into the situation, so great job for him. It was about 47 seconds left in the period, so that was the official nail in the coffin for the Hurricanes. They just could not put anything together tonight. The Senators actually had a very good game. Allmark, amazing performance, getting the shutout in this one. If he continues to play this well and stay healthy for the entire season, I could honestly see the Senators making a strong playoff push, kind of like what the Red Wings did last year, kind of leaving it to the last minute. I don't know if they will make it in the long run, but I think that they could start catapulting their season and making that strong playoff push. And honestly, would not be surprised if they made it because they do have a decent squad. Their defense is pretty weak. They have a couple weak links like Travis Hamonic, but I could honestly see it happening. Sens Twitter was absolutely loving this game. Everything I saw was calling this game one of their best games in a very long time. Some people were even saying years. I don't know how true that is. I haven't watched the Senators that close for that long. If they're saying it, I believe it. It was a very good game by them. They gave the Hurricanes absolutely no chance at very much. Allmark didn't have to make very many high-scoring, danger chance saves. But you're only as good as the game that you play. Let's see if they can back this performance up tomorrow night. Shout out to Cousins, Amadio, Jensen, and Pinto. These four players were the only players to do anything for the Senators, so 4 players, 3 goals. Yeah, great performance by those 4 players. Just to wrap up, I wonder who the Senators will play tomorrow. They're going to be playing Pittsburgh. Will they go back to Allmark? Will they go to Anton Forsberg? I think personally, as a coach, I would stay with my hot goalie. I would go back to Allmark. He didn't have many. It wasn't a very busy game for him tonight, so I think he could take that workload, but he you don't want to risk this goalie getting injured either. Come back tomorrow to find out because we will be covering it. Sens win 3-0 over the Hurricanes in Raleigh. Just wanted to apologize for my mistake on the video last night. I mixed up the records for the Washington Capitals game and the St. Louis game. It was a dumb mistake. I forgot to change the records for the games, and then I talked about it correctly, but the visual on the screen is the main part, I guess, because that's what you're seeing. Who wants to listen to me? Thank you so much for watching this video. Come back tomorrow as we cover 15 games on the Saturday schedule. Thank you for all the support. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Have a good night.